All right, I want to welcome you guys back to Griffin's Industrial Welding School. Again, my name is Mr. Griffin. Today is part two. We're going over some of the frequently asked questions that people have about some of the different welding processes and just welding questions in general. Today we're going to go over the difference between TIG welding, MIG welding, and stick welding. Okay, but we're going to go a little bit more in depth today than we went on the last video. We're going to start off with our stick welding. Okay, so whenever you're doing stick welding, these are the two most common rods that you'll use in the field. We have what we call a E7018. This is a low hydrogen electrode. Okay, this type of rod gives you x-ray quality welds, and it also cannot contain a lot of moisture. That moisture is called condensation. So you normally have to keep this electrode in the rod oven so you keep it dry at all times. But this rod gives you real pretty x-ray quality welds, and you can use this. A lot of people like to use this on carbon steel. Okay. This rod right here is called a fast freeze electrode. It's our E6010 electrode. Okay. This type of rod is used for deep penetration and filling gaps, such as if you're doing like open root. Okay. This is another one of the most common rods that you can use. When you're using this rod, the E6010, the E stands for electrode. The 60 is the tensile strength, which means this rod can hold up to 60,000 pounds of pressure. The 1 is the position, which means this rod can be ran on all positions. And the 0 is the flux type and current. Okay. When you're using our low hydrogen electrode, the E7018, the E stands for electrode. The 70 stands for tensile strength, which means this rod can hold up to 70,000 pounds of pressure. The 1 is the position, which means this rod can be ran on all positions, and the 8 stands for flux type and current. Okay. All right. So next we're going to go over our MIG wire. This right here, you see it's our 11-pound wire. See how it says 0.035? That is the size of the wire. Normally they have 4 different sizes. So they have a 0.23, 0.30, 0.35, and 0.45. 0.35 is one of the most common sizes that you'll use. MIG wire normally is either going to be a copper color, see how it's kind of like an orange-brown color, or it's a gray color. Okay. When you're doing MIG, this is more for, it's not quite as durable as stick welding, but it gives you a much prettier weld. So if I'm like building a barbecue pit, if I'm building a table, a chair, or anything that I want to look nice and pretty, I want to go with MIG over stick because it gives you a real pretty weld, you know, and the heat is not quite as hot unless you really crank it all the way up. So it's not quite as hot as stick. So it's a nice, durable, clean weld. Okay. When you're doing MIG, remember the letters MIG stands for metal inert gas. This is also used, you know, on a lot of carbon steel, and you know, it could be mild steel, you know, mid to low mild steel as well. Okay. All right. So just remember, if you're ever on the fence on if you want to learn a new trade or if you've ever wanted to learn how to weld, here at Griffin's Industrial Welding School, we're more than just an educational facility. It's a lifestyle.